live here. All right, you all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is the top of the hour. It is 12 noon Central Standard Time. And I'm making sure that I am live on Facebook too, because we want to, yes, I am. Okay, great. I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity. Yes, here we are. Everyone has an opportunity to hear the information that I'm sharing this afternoon. Here we are. I want to tag you, Lady Bent, because I want to make sure that your network is able to hear and see us on here today. Give me 1 second. All right. Hello. And Lady Bent, how are you this afternoon?
God bless, God bless, God bless everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for having me on today at our
Absolutely.
noon hour.
At our noon hour. That's right. See, the thing is, what I love about this is you're not new to this platform at all. You are here every week because you are a woman of purpose and
Right.
you have a group called Women of Purpose, leading out here in ministry and beyond. Talk about that really quickly. So, well, no, first, let everyone know who you are. Who is Lady Antoinette Bent?
Yes, well, thank you again, Denise, for having me on. I am yours truly, Lady Antoinette Bent. I am the wife of Bishop David D. Bent here in the city of Milwaukee at Bethel Tabernacle Worship Center. I'm a mom of two fabulous daughters. I am a grandmother of two fabulous grandbabies. I'm the district missionary of the Hope of Glory District in Wisconsin First Jurisdiction, now serving for 20 years this year. And you're right. I am the CEO and founder of Women with Purpose Leveling Up Ministries, who have now been in establishment for 6 years as of this month. And as you know, we are preparing for our conference April 18th. We'll be at the Hilton. And so, a lot going on, right? But I am here. And last but not least, I am excited about being a part of this planet of business that you have introduced me to. And just like a rocket, it has just taken off so effectively. So, yes, that's who I am in a nutshell.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me let the viewers know we have St. Louis already streaming in. I'm sure we're
Thank
gonna have
you.
so many more. I'm actually sharing this over to some of our groups because there are so many people who don't know who you are, and there are so many people who are doing what it is we do, but they don't really know how to go about doing it the way you did. You came in and literally you did take off. You said like a rocket, but it could only happen because of your willingness. So let's back up a little bit. You all, I had the pleasure of hearing Lady Bent's message at our church. She was a speaker at our church one day. And anyone who knows me knows I love a good speaker. Love it. In church, out of church, I love hearing good speakers, good stories, experiences. And I was in awe when I heard her. I said, I don't know who she is. I said, but I got to have lunch with her. I need to go to lunch. I need to pick her brain. And it was just so many experiences that you shared that I think you don't even know that touched me. That I said, that's what we're going to talk about over lunch one day. But I said, I like this lady. And y'all, everybody who knows me knows I'm always prospecting. I'm always saying, is this someone I want on my team? I wasn't interested in having her on my team at the time. I just I wanted to get to know her, I could just kind of learn from her, right? And so fast forward, she reached out to me, and it had to be last summer sometime because I remember being outside walking, pacing in front of the house, just walking back and forth, having a good conversation because she had someone who wanted to book a cruise. And it was her brother who serves as a pastor. And she said he's ready like right now. He wants to take his entire church. When we get off the phone, he's ready. And I said, okay. And I was ready to call him, but I did open it up the way I do. I said, well, I would love to take the commission off of your hands. I'd love that. Thank you. I said, but I can also show you how you can do the same thing. At the time, I had no idea she was already a businesswoman,
Right.
that she was as computer savvy as she was. I just said, I just wanted to do what's right and just you being a person of integrity,
Yeah.
this is your brother. This is like your former church congregation. I
Right.
want to offer that to you. And she said, I do want to hear about what you do. I've been interested. So to my business partners out there, don't think that just because people aren't commenting, that
Right.
they might not be liking, but they're looking. And you
Look,
never know what it is they're watching. That's what it was for you, Lady Bent. You were watching, you were hearing, you became interested. And after we kind of got things rolling with the cruise,
mhm.
I was able to pass it right on to you. So you could book it, you could earn the commission yourself. Y'all, I want you to hear from Lady Bent. So, Lady Bent, like when you knew what I was doing, because I'm out here on Facebook. I don't hide anything. I don't block anybody. I know people watch what I do and don't say much, don't say a lot. But what was it for you that made you raise your eyebrows and say, I want to know a little bit more about what she does?
Well, I will be very open and honest with you,
Mhm.
those of you that are watching. I am a person that just believe that timing is everything, right? We may see things that look good, but doesn't mean that we need to do it right now. We may see something that we want, but doesn't mean that we need to go buy it right now. And because I am a true follower of Jesus Christ, and I really try to work in His timing. You're right. I was watching, I was listening, I was watching, I was listening. God was like, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Mm.
And then you're right. When my brother and my home church wanted to take this cruise, I was still like, okay, let me give you the number. You call it, don't do it. But then after our conversation and after I began to really not just listen, but hear what you were saying about about Planet and the travel business, I was like, okay, God, what do you say now? And I did. I prayed about it. And I told you this at first, and this is probably what everybody else that's listening and my later was saying. I'm like, I don't have time, Sister Russell, for this. You already know my platform. I don't have the time, and I've always been the kind of person that said, I don't want anything to interfere with my assignment, with my true
Right.
God-given assignment. I'm a first lady, what all that entails. And I'm not one that sit in the back. I really do help
Yeah.
and lead beside my husband. A district missionary, 20 years, mom, grandma, this, that, all of the other. And again, a servant of the Lord with what God has given me. So timing is everything to me, and being in God's timing and aligning myself up with what God wants me to do concerning every area of my life, not just church, but even in the natural realm. Is extremely important to me on a day-to-day basis. So I was not only listening, but this time God gave me an ear to really hear what you had to say. And because I do this, that, and the other, you know, I said, Lord, I don't want anything to interfere, but I don't want something that I have to sit at my desk for, look at my computer all day for, do a 9 to 5, because I don't have time for the 9 to 5 anymore in my life. And so, again, He just allowed me to hear, and that's what I did. And all the right color flags started
Yeah.
popping up in my mind, and I said, "This is it. This is my transformation to transform lives outside of whatever it is I need to do. I need the extra finances. I need the extra funds, the extra resources to do Women with Purpose, to help my husband at church in the ministry, to go to the conventions and the convocations and all of those things. I need those extra funds to give offering, to help with the district, to help my superintendent, to help the women's department in the jurisdiction. So I don't have time to sit and do the chicken dinners. I didn't have time to sit although we are known for the barbecue at our church. But for my personal, what I needed to do, I needed something that was going to work for me. So I heard your voice this time, and
Wow.
with the assurance of God saying, we're going to make this work. That's what made me say, okay, now.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. We have a number of people watching out here. Dr. Joy Height said God's timing.
Yeah.
Someone else has tagged an elder because you said such a mouthful. And this is why I wanted to do an interview with just you today. I could have invited other partners on to be on the platform, but I just wanted to highlight you because as a ministry leader, I've been in the church all of my life. I've been a part of the Church of God in Christ now for a number of years, at least 25, almost about 25 years, I think. And because I've always been a leader outside of the church, quite naturally, God will place you where you're supposed to be in the church. I've not been one who always, aspired to be a first lady or a missionary or an evangelist or anything like that. But I love the choir. I've been placed over the choir at my church. That's my ministry. Um, I'm a speaker. So if I've been asked to speak, I can speak. I do not take that as the title of missionary or the title of evangelist. I don't. I'm not chasing it. If it comes, like you said, I want God to tell me that it's the right time, not people. And so I just think it not strange though that when God does give us gifts and talents, that it's not only to be used at work, it's not only to be used in the world, but you can bring those into who you are. That's why that was the only reason I took the last principal position I had, because it was at a Christian school. I said, I can still be who I am in Christ without having to worry about it. Can I say, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus, in the middle of a classroom setting? And the fact that I could, it made it right. So I want to make sure that people heard you about saying, when you said, is this the right time, God? I don't want anything to get in the way. And sometimes I believe that people can mistake, because I'm so much into the business, just like I was with my job.
Sure.
That it can be mistaken for chasing money or putting things before God. Now, there is a difference for me, in my opinion, putting things before God or putting things before church. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know they work hand in hand. And I do know that when we have responsibilities in the church, let's not forsake those responsibilities.
That's right.
And I try my absolute best to make sure, and I don't try to tout it or announce it. I don't have to say I'm a Black woman. People can see that when I arrive. I don't have to say I'm vocal. You'll know that once I start talking. But when I say I'm committed to something, you'll know what I'm committed to. You'll know what I'm committed to in the church. You'll know what I'm committed to in Christ. You'll know what I'm committed to in my business, my family, so forth and so on. So I just want to thank you for opening up, letting people know who you are and what you stand for first and foremost. So when we got past all of those things and you said, I like what I hear. And all it took was for you to come and visit me one time. We had one in-person meeting. You came ready, your notes, laptop, your experience, and you were able to get right in. You started booking these cruises. This one big cruise, like now, y'all, those of you out here watching, Mrs. Lady Antoinette did not just come in and book one hotel room. She didn't play it safe. She did a whole church cruise, group cruise, you all. Talk about how it felt when you first jumped in. What support did you get from me? And then how you were able to just take off with it yourself. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, I was extremely excited because all of what you said was true. You know, we talked about how this worked. We talked about the details of the business of the organization. And when I started seeing everything being true, then I was like, okay, I can check this off, check this off, check this off. And I like the fact that it's not a difficult thing. Sometimes you get involved in the side businesses or what have you, and you got to do a whole bunch of stuff, a whole plethora of things. But it wasn't that. And that's, again, what I needed, because I didn't need anything interrupting with what I'm already doing.
Right.
When I started seeing the flow, when I started seeing the click, 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 that's all I need to do and keep going. That is what kept giving me my assurance that, yep, this is something that you can do. And I just started catching on. And like I said, it was not difficult. It's not a difficult platform. It's not a difficult thing where you have to have a headache trying to get through things. I already am an advocate for myself. I know how to ask questions, and that's what I did. I needed a question. I called you. You answered. I had, needed some more clarification. I text you. You answered. And no matter what time of day, morning and night, let me tell you, you're gonna hear from Denise. You're gonna hear from Denise. And at some point, I was like, okay, Denise, these text messages, but then it was like, no, keep worrying me because it's teaching me and it's helping me. And the classes and the 12 noon hours and the Saturday mornings, all of those opportunities. Sometimes I'm able to get on and sometimes I'm not. Mm-hmm. But the ones that I'm able to get on was the ones that drove me, that gave me my push, that said, all right, come on, let's do this again. And so just everything that you said about the business. I am a believer. I am one to tell you and everyone that's watching that it does work. Everything that Denise is saying, it is so. And it is so that I even have some folks working with me that says, hey, we want to come on in and do what you do.
Come on.
I'm looking to go to my next level in the business, but I'm so excited for those that are following me, who trust in me to say, well, if you're doing it, then I know that we can do it. And they too are being extremely successful in the business too. So I'm not a stingy person. I've never been a stingy person. I feel like if I have, I want everybody else to have.
Yes.
I find out, about a good shoe sale, I want to tell everybody else about a good shoe sale. And so that's just how I am. And that's what I did. And we hosted our first launch, and we were able to get a few people in to the business as well. And even with them, we sit, we chat, we talk, we figure out how to get this done. I show them what you have shown me, or there are times where we just learn on our own how to get things done, ask questions, fill out, those, and fill in those unnecessary or those unanswered questions.
That's right.
And we get it done. Like I said, it's not something that's difficult. It's not something that is hard to learn. It doesn't take all day. You just have to want to do it. And that's why I'm here, and I wanted to do it. And again, I wanted to do it because God gave me the permission to say it's okay.
And you know what? That's why you've been so successful in such a short period of time too. And like I always tell people, my journey may not look like yours. Mm-hmm. My walk may not look like yours, but ministry, there still is ministry in being able to help people. I was in conversation with a first lady last night, and I was commending her on the beauty of the church that we went to. And I said, you have this is a beautiful church, so quaint, so family oriented. And she said, yeah, we have so much more to do, but got to have the finances to do them. And I'm like, exactly. I didn't take that as an opportunity to go in. Mm-hmm. We have talked before, right? We have talked before, and there's so much that comes along with opportunities like this. Yeah. It's fun. You made so many people's dreams come true by getting them on their first cruise a couple weeks ago. People who had never considered cruising, they were too afraid to cruise, didn't think they had the money to cruise. We found something so affordable on a beautiful Royal Caribbean ship. We didn't have to scale down much at all. Put them on flights, got them in a hotel the night before, got them on this all-you-can-eat voyage for 5 days, 4 nights, or 6 days, 5 nights, however long. They came back. Their life has been totally changed. I know they're already considering another cruise. You did that. So now that's repeat customers. Now they're going to go and tell other people, and you're going to be able to come. I've already gone into our back office and saw your commission and the date is going to be paid out, right? And the thing is, you all, because Lady Bent took it upon herself to listen and follow the leadership. She didn't just do one side or the other. See, when we talk to people about having a travel business and a marketing business together, that's exactly what we intend to do. Make sure you have two businesses that work simultaneously.
Right.
So she's getting paid. She started getting paid for building a team already.
Right.
Of 3-4 people. Now she's getting paid on the travel side for booking. So it's not either or, it's both and. It's both. It's both and that's what's so exciting about it, you all. But there's someone I'm going to be interviewing soon named Jackie Grutner. Jackie, when you see this, know your day is coming soon. Because she just booked her firm, the firm that she works with, a law firm that she works with, was looking to do their retreats.
Wow.
They did it in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. She booked about 20 people. And because I brought her in, just like I brought you in, and I'm a goal builder, you have to have 9 people on your team to be a goal builder. Well, I still have 54 people that I personally brought in and 253 or so team. Well, I'm a goal builder, so I get 10% of the commission.
Right.
Jackie said, before April 1st hit, she said, "Oh, director, our commission is coming on the 1st." I said, if she's clapping, I'm clapping.
Clapping, right.
Clapping hard, I'm clapping.
Right.
And when I saw it, Lady Ben, and my commission check had a comma in it.
Right.
Okay, so you know that means it was at least 1,000.
Right.
That was 10% of what she got. So that means what? She got a $10,000 commission check for one trip. You just did your first group trip. Nice commission with the comma, but now you know how to do it.
That's
so now everyone after that is going to be bigger and better. So now you can start bringing that money.
Yep.
And as a first lady, this is what I want our faith-based leaders to understand. Those are monies not just to go get a new hat or a new dress, although she can if she wants, but this is monies that could be poured back into the funds that are needed in the church.
In the church. Absolutely.
We can't help. One thing our founder always says is his favorite acronym is POUR, passing over opportunities repeatedly.
Right.
And he said, you cannot help the poor if you're one of them.
Right.
So if we don't have money, we can't help. I said this on my live. I think I said on my live at the gym today. I said, I want to be able to pay more tithes.
There you go. There you go. Right.
I want to be able to pay more in offering.
Right.
I don't want to just go up with a 20, a 50. I want to be able to pull out a few hundreds and say, this is my offering today. Not just my tithes and offering. But sometimes people don't see that if you're not announcing that all the time. That's between me and God, what the plans are. Because if I'm misusing them, trust me, he's not going to bring more. I already know that.
That's right.
And so I applaud you. How does it feel knowing, though, that after the work that you thought was going to be time consuming or overwhelming, once you got the hang of it and you booked the flights, I didn't even know. You booked the hotel, I didn't even know. You took it on. How does it feel knowing that the commission check is on the way?
It does feel good. And like you said, it's not about having extra money to go do something else, but it really does help to know that you're going to have the extra resources to do the things that you need to do.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, the way I always look at it is the simple fact that, you know, when we're booking vacations or even going to the conventions or conferences and all of this stuff, you know, sometimes we pay a whole lot for those bookings because you always have to pay somebody else to pay somebody else to pay somebody else to get your ticket, to get your room, to get, you know, those gratuities, all of those things. And I was like, Lord, as much money as I pay going for a week here or a couple of days to the conventions or a couple of days to the how come I can't be the middleman or the middle woman to get if I'm paying $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $800, $1,000 a week? How come I can't get some of those funds back that I'm paying for these hotels or for my flights or for whatever? And so that also is a go-getter as well. And it's my influencer too, to just know, okay, I don't mind paying $800 for this for a whole week here or there, knowing I'm gonna get $300 or $400 back from it.
That's
ever.
right.
I'm like, all right, I'm all right. I can
That's
have
right. That's right. You're the middle woman now. Now you get the commission. That's
me
right.
that money. And so that's another way I think of it as well. And so I'm grateful for it. And again, you're right. Um, I try I love having fun for myself and doing things on my own and taking care of my own self as well. I just always have grown up to say, to be taught that when you take care of God's business, he will take care of you. And so he has never, ever, ever failed me in that part. And that is why I said at the beginning, and I'll continue to say here, that I wanted to do something that was not going to interrupt my assignment with God, because I know that he was going to take care of me. And I can honestly say, by him giving me permission to do it, he has taken care of me through the business and through the leadership that we have here. So hats off to you as well. Hats off to those that are following me in the business with it, because it works. And I highly recommend, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on today, but I highly recommend, first ladies, I highly recommend that you think about this. You always want to do something with your women at your church. Hey, do something different. We don't have to just go down the street, book a cruise for them, and take your ladies on a retreat on a cruise, or take your ladies on a retreat in Chicago or wherever. It doesn't have to be across the waters or in the waters. It could be somewhere else. But do that and do this business. This is something that you will always have. It's something that's going to bring something back to you. You can put it right back into the ministry, or it's something that you can have some extra funds for yourself. But it is going to be beneficial either way. Either way you want it to go, and like you said, on both sides of the spectrum. So for those of us that are multitaskers in ministry, and you need multitasker kind of money,
right,
and resources. I'm not one that promotes a lot of side businesses or what have you, but this one, I can honestly say, I promote this one, hands down. This is the one.
You are the evidence. As we wrap up, you are the evidence. And that's why when I called you earlier today, or I asked you if you would be available for me to interview you today, I said, she's the evidence. You called them out, and I'm glad, because I was going to call them out at the end. Calling all first ladies, calling all faith-based leaders in general. Lady Bent is the second first lady of a church who has been the evidence on my team. The very first one was Lady Aura McGahee. McGahee. Shout out to Mother, and Mother is still rocking with me. Okay, through all of the trials and tribulations, Mother is still standing. Through the loss of not one but two of her sons while she was in the business, she never once took it upon herself to say, I can't do the business anymore.
That's not her.
She's not a quitter, number one. She has benefited greatly, number two, and she loves the fact that this is a business that you can pick up and put down if you have to for a moment, but it's still hers. You can still generate income. Even that's what the whole point of residual income opportunity, when we put that out here, is see the travel commissions that you're going to get. They're great. That's a one-time check. You got to go book another one to get another commission. But the fact that you have people on your team now, you have a residual income check that comes in every month, and that check can continue to grow. Mother McGahee had gotten to a team of 33 people. She's starting fresh now. She said, nope, I need a fresh bunch who's ready to run now. And she said, hold my spot. Don't you think I'm leaving for 1 minute. So shout out to her. Shout out to Pastor Vernon Crawley.
That's right.
He was starting and building a team. And with the network that he has, I kept telling him, you got to, I know the schedule is busy when you're in the community, but if you get the right couple people in there and let them go ahead and get to work, every time they bring someone in, you're still going to get a 50% check match.
Right.
So, guys, listen, that's all we're going to give you right now. I promised myself that we were going to do 30 minutes tops.
Yes.
So, in my closing, this doesn't count. This is the last 5 to close us out. You all know, those of you in the Church of God in Christ know that the Women's Convention is rapidly approaching. It's pretty much here. And if you did not opt into staying at the hotel, getting your card, and all the things that come along with the package, you need a hotel. And Lady Bent can do that. If you are connected to Lady Bent, contact Lady Bent. Let her know you need hotel room. If you need a rental car, if you need if you're going early and want to know what's going on in San Antonio, she can go right to one of the suppliers that we work with and find out what excursions, what activities you can do, while you're there. There's so much that we do under this travel umbrella and this business in general, you all. It is life-changing. So if you need something more, you want to increase your tithes and offering, you want to take your family on a trip, and you follow the leadership of Lady Bent or myself, don't be afraid to call us, contact us. But better yet, we have something tonight. If you all have been on Facebook, you've seen this flyer floating around today, you'll be able to hear all of the information today, all of the details today. Tonight, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Contact us for the Zoom ID. We'll send you the flyer. Contact us for the passcode. You don't want to miss it. Bring your pew friends with you. Bring the family that's over 18. It's on Zoom. Get on camera or not, but you don't want to miss this tonight. Lady Bent, what are your closing thoughts before we let the people get back to work?
Thank you so very much for inviting me on your live, Sister Russell. This has been a life-changing moment for me, that I am a stay-at-home wife and a servant of the Lord in so many areas. And so I highly recommend that if you think you might need something extra, Planet Marketing here is where you need to be. And again, I concur with her. Call either one of us. Call us if you got some more questions or need some more answers to the questions that you have. We'll feel free to give you all those answers that you need. Do not hesitate. Don't wait. Like I said, I love my Thursdays. I love my monthly income coming in from.
No, that's right.
And I'm just looking forward to more. So if you're out there and you're looking for something, give us a call. We're right here for you.
Absolutely. Let me tell them why you love Thursdays, though, because you put emphasis on that thing. I know. But you all, when you hear me do the presentation, you always hear me mention that I love the fact that we get 10 checks a month.
Right.
I have access to 10. Lady Bent has access to 9 until we get her to directorship. I'm a director. She's a bronze builder. So we're going to work up to that. And to know that on the 1st of the month, there's a director bonus I get every month without fail. On the 10th of the month, we get a residual income check. Every Wednesday, we have access to get paid every Wednesday for any travel that may have been booked prior by us or anyone on our team. And every Thursday is that weekly sales commission. So anytime she or anyone on her team does anything and makes money the week before, we get paid on that following Thursday. So if you know you could use 9 to 10 checks a month, contact us today. We want to get you on this Zoom tonight and get you in partnership with us. And anyone who partners with us, you always leave with a gift that shows off the product that we have, like which is travel. Hint, hint. All right. So you all be blessed, Lady Bent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you more. I appreciate you, and I look forward to us continuing to grow together for the sake of the ministry. You have a good one. Thank you so much.
God bless you all.
Bye-bye.